This is June 4th, 2019. Today's highlighted match is Mistico vs. Black Warrior, Mascara vs. Mascara at CMLL 73rd anniversary. Taped on September 29th, 2006 in Arena, Mexico. Since yesterday was all about Mistico, today we will focus on Black Warrior. For a Mistico career recap, check out the last video in this series. Black Warrior started his career in 1984 when he was only 15 years old. The first decade or so of his career saw him in CMLL, UWA, and AAA, with little success outside of the early 90s trio called Los Metallicos, where he was bronze. In the early 90s, after going to UWA and then AAA, he made his way back to CMLL in 1995 with the help of his uncle Blue Panther. He worked alongside him as Black Panther for a short amount of time before in 1996 he changed his name and mask to Black Warrior. The late 90s and early 2000s were when he was highest on the card, unmasking Bronco, Super Electra, and Brazo di Platino, one of the less famous Brazo brothers. In the late 90s, he, with Blue Panther and Dr. Wagner Jr., known as Hola Lagunero, or the Lagunero Wave, Lagunero being a region of Mexico, had a long reign with the CMLL Trios titles, having the second longest reign of all time, only recently beat by Sky Team, Mistico Valiente and Volador Jr., about a year or so ago. He would also be in a classic match for the 2001 Leyen de Plata trophy when he took on the previous year's winner, Negro Cassis. He also held a few singles titles in his time with CMLL, including the NWA World Middleweight Championship, which he was holding at this time and which is the last singles title he would hold in CMLL. He won it from Mistico in May after turning on him when they were in a tag team title match together, and this show takes place in September like all CMLL anniversary shows, so this feud ran throughout the summer with Mistico and Black Warrior butting heads over the summer in trios matches leading up to this Mascara vs. Mascara contest. In the years since this match, Black Warrior wouldn't ever be in the spotlight on this scale again. He could have a comeback tour, only being 50 years old. La Park, for instance, who splashed back into the mainstream Mexican scene in 2018, was 53. Black Warrior was last seen in CMLL at the Blue Panther 40th anniversary show. Blue Panther, again, is his uncle. With those bios out of the way, how is this match? Great, this is obviously a very important part of the Mistico story. This is really the mask match for Mistico. Before this, he and Volador Jr. shaved a team of guys, and even to this day, Mistico has not had a bigger mask vs. mask match. You could argue his mask vs. hair match with Negro Cassis 3 years later at CMLL 76th anniversary is bigger and better, and you may be right, but that match likely wouldn't have happened if Mistico didn't get over here, which he did in spades. I mentioned the other day how Mistico had a rocket strapped to him, and in this case, Black Warrior was the fuel. He continued to work for the next decade or so in Lucha Libre, and had very short stints in AAA and Lucha Libre Elite. He would never win another Lucha de Apuestas, taking the fall in his next 4 outings, most recently versus this very same person, now known as Caristico, in 2017. My main knock on this match would have to be the first quick 2 rounds. Just goes by way too fast. Would have liked to see them breathe a little more in the start. Third fall being like twice as long as the first 2 falls combined can be a bit of a trope in CMLL. Once the third fall starts though, this match hits a quick pace and both guys throw out haymakers. It's no surprise this was Mistico's star-making performance. I hope CMLL sees money in a Black Warrior Caristico clashing to harken back to this mid-2000s classic, because I wouldn't mind seeing Black Warrior in CMLL more often. He actually did pretty good at the Blue Panther show, even though he was a small part of that match since it was an 8-man match. Anyways, that's all for this review. Next review, we will be looking at another Black Warrior match, this time from the late 90s when he was Trios Champions with Dr. Wagner Jr. and his uncle, Blue Panther. That's all for today's match review. This is Lost in Lucha, signing out.